Hello. It's my life with CPS. I'm telling you, it's a total nightmare, you guys. Get ready for me. This is me from Seattle, Washington. I'm trying to tell you, life is suffering. It's hard. It's very, very, very unpleasant. I'm telling you. Anyway, trying to do your own show is a total nightmare, I do have to say. But anyway, I do have to say, I'm trying to save fellow Americans all the hell that I've been going through with CPS. And it's hell. It is total hell. Anyway, I don't like it. I don't like it one little bit. It's just suffering big time. And it's a nightmare. Hello, can you see me? I'm here, but you can't see my mouth. Would you like to see my face? There it is. I don't want anybody to suffer like I have. I have suffered so bad. I'm telling you, they make life a total nightmare. CPS, I'm telling you, these people are totally mean, cruel, vicious, uncaring individuals. They act like they care about the children, but they really don't. It's all about a big fat paycheck in their pocket. It's all about money. It's all about moolah. It's all about vacation time. It's all about what they can get out of people. That's what it all boils down to. My fellow Americans, I know that you are going to suffer. People that are middle class, you'll never make it up to a higher class in life. People that are poor, they're going to keep you down. They just don't want you to have anybody to love. They don't want you to have any offsprings. They don't want you to have people to be there for. They don't want you to have a Merry Christmas. They don't want you to have a Happy New Year. They just don't want you to have any type of life at all. They just want to make your life total hell. And to have children, they're making you pay. They're making you pay in a sense of never allowing you to enjoy being a parent. You know, you can get a minimum job and work, but if CPS demands your time, then you got to figure out how you're going to work and do what they tell you to do, plus raise your child. And that's suffering. You know, you're going to spend 50 to 60 hours doing what they tell you to do, how to spend your time, and it's going to just suck you dry. They will not allow parents to enjoy being parents. But it's too bad that all the news stations will not acknowledge this. They completely will not talk about CPS on the news. They will turn around and basically decide to not run the stories. Like they have children raping children. Did you see that story about CPS? Children, they have boys raping their sisters. And then they take the boy and put him back in the home when the boy has already raped his sister and make the girl suffer. Did you see that on the news? I couldn't believe it. I was like, these judges know what these sex offenders did to their siblings. And then they turn around and return that boy back to the home. And the girl has to suffer. I couldn't believe it. I was watching that small little story on the news. And guess what? They only had it on the news for about 3 minutes. And after that, they didn't talk about it anymore. Or they talked about children being abused by their parents and then returned home and then killed and murdered. You know, they have all these little horror stories going on. Then they take kids from their loving parents and give them to someone else like they did mine. You know, my children were given to a lady in Richland, Pasco. Her name was Teresa Lewis. And what happened was my daughter got her face burnt on one side. And this woman takes my daughter to the emergency room And instead of having a doctor look and observe what occurred, she takes my daughter home after admitting her to the emergency room and with a burn on her face the size of a silver dollar, and thinks that she can treat the burn directly at home. And then the CPS comes in and they take custody of my daughter and my son, and she loses custody of her own children. But yet this woman is a PhD, and she claimed that, they claimed that she's a much better mother than I could ever be. And I never had anything like that happen to my own daughter. Believe me, I watched her and I made sure she was A-okay. But the CASA program, they had a woman named Carol Thomas. And she only visited my daughter one time in a year and a half. Isn't that something? This woman was supposed to be so worried and so concerned and so much into the case, but she only visited my children one single time. Now, every time we get a judge, the judges change. Every time I go to court, it's a different judge. The last judge that was in court admitted that she was not familiar with the case, but yet the case had been right there on the books, right there in front of her for a year and a half. She even admitted that everybody has to get familiar with the case. Everybody has to read the information on the case, and better to have an understanding. Now, this is what's happening to me. They're trying to terminate my rights as being a parent. But at the same time, these lazy, trifling, good-for-nothing, seasonal kidnappers don't even have time to read the information that I submitted. My lawyer, who, let me tell you, she quit, okay? She quit just like that, right out of the blue, just like that. She puts another lawyer in her place, okay? But check this out. Hadn't even had time to even read the information that I've submitted. And let me tell you something. I've been doing all the legwork myself. No thanks to these lawyers. I've been gathering the paperwork myself. Names, numbers, addresses. The reason I did that was because I was called a liar. I was called delusional. I'm not lying. Why would I lie for? Why? Tell me. I have no reasons to lie about myself. And, you know, that's the horrible part, is that I feel like a goddamn criminal. Like a goddamn criminal. And it's like, wow, you know, why didn't I, you know, do what my sisters and brothers do? Go out there and rob people. You know, then I can understand how they feel. But I don't do anything to anybody. You know, in life, you're not proud of everything you've done. But the only thing you can do is do the best you can in your future. And I'm telling you, sometimes if I could just find the right job, and God knows I'm looking for the right job, and believe me, when I find that right job, I'm going to bust my ass. I'm going to work so freaking hard. And if I could just find just one person to give me that chance, you know, give me that mercy. Let me show you how I can really do that job, because I'll put my heart, I'll put my soul into it so I can make the right kind of money, so I can take my kids and get the hell out of Seattle. I just want to make real good money. I've applied for a job last week, and I was really happy about it. And the only thing I